Good morning again. It's 11:43, June 3rd, 2019. AIDS. AIDS, been around now for over 30 years. I'm thinking about again, trying to put in the dots together. Now, I may mention in this past series, this dot connector about how things are tied to one another. And I mentioned that, you have the gay agenda, the homosexual community, the LGBTQ community that's growing momentum. It was unheard of, this lifestyle, as being as vocal as it is now. And I remember when AIDS came out and who primarily had the AIDS. So it jumped from the general white homosexual community, and now it's in the mainstream black community. And I think this was all a social design, and that the powers at large had planned this. Again, they plan things that's going to take in effect decades away. I forget now that there was something that I wanted to tie in with all this. That okay, it's a warfare. It's biological warfare that's being used. They want to encourage homosexuality in the black community because they know in the black community and similar type of communities that their sexual practices, the numbers, are maybe a little different than mainstream white community that are straight. So you have people who study demographics. They study sociologists. They study the patterns of communities. And as I mentioned in this series, and yes, this is going to be a series, I mentioned that you have people in the black community, and I'm sure in other communities as well, that are being spied on, that are being listened to, that are, people going into their churches, their institutions, primarily in the black community and similar communities, that the only real institution is the church, okay? And so they infiltrate that. And you notice now in the black church, the homosexual theme is being more mainstream now. And some of the ministers, I forget the name of that minister, who passed away a couple of years ago, who allegedly was engaged in sexual relations with teenage boys of his church. Yeah, I was shocked. Because I used to watch his program over the internet. But there's a connection in all this. And so either they remove the straight black male, do missionary dating with them, pull them away, like this person that I know, pull him away from his black community that he was born and raised in, pull him away from the religion that his mama taught him. And so there are no more strong black male role models in our community, because now they're being sucked away by outsiders. They're not doing this in their own communities, these outsiders. They're coming into our community. And as I mentioned in an earlier audio tape, that, what was I going to say now? The targeting. They're being targeted and being indoctrinated. Oh yeah, with the military. That the military warned us about these women from other countries that are being specifically sent to black men and be agents these women that are being used to infiltrate and to get information. So the same thing was happening now. And then now with the growing number of homosexuality in the black community, when I was growing up, this wasn't heard of. And again, this is not an anti-gay rant either. You're who you are, you like what you like. But when you're being targeted, my issue is when you're being targeted to become one and to perform behaviors, risky behaviors that's going to spread disease, and it's being spread into the general black female population. These aren't homosexual women, these are straight women. And so again, you have these sociologists who are studying the patterns of behavior within the communities, and then introduce homosexuality, and then targeting the black women so that they die of AIDS. They said that the black women is the largest group in this country with the fastest growing incidences of HIV. Okay, so this is a wake-up call. This is germ warfare. So they're targeting our communities, bringing in outsiders to entice the black men. See, you notice they're not enticing the black women. See, the black women are loyal. We're loyal women. When I served in the military, the black women were loyal to their own. And it was the black men, primarily, that had other. They had both. But the black women in general were very loyal to the black men. I mean, when I mean loyal, that they stay with their own race, primarily. So these sociologists know these behavior patterns, and they're marketing on it for our demise. And so now there's a growth in this homosexuality, and near where I live, they congregate black men and white men. And the only time you see a black and white man together are gays. Black and white men do not congregate together. Straight black men and straight white men do not socialize in New York. We don't. Especially white men. They don't want anything to do with us. But the only time you see them is if it's some illicit activity, buying drugs, or homosexuality activity. And then the AIDS gets trickled down into the black woman, and it's killing us. And again, if you have a gay congregation now, you're not going to reproduce, right? So it's about controlling reproduction in a stealth way to remove your numbers, to kill you off. So you die from AIDS, and you die from, the homosexuality. What's the whole point of this homosexual agenda? It is to destroy the black family. It's about permanent birth control against a group. Again, if you are a homosexual or a member of the LGBTQ community, it is your business of what you like. But be careful about your behaviors. Be careful. You are being targeted, and you being weaponized against the population that you live in, especially the black. So why this Jussie Smollett? He's being weaponized too, I believe. This is just my opinion. Again, I never met him, never talked to him, but he's being weaponized to do things stealth. And it's not for the benefit of our black community. So this is just, again, food for thought, and I want to compile today's audio that I'm doing and compile it in a playlist to be listened to sequentially. This is going to be the Connect the Dot series. Let's open up our eyes, folks. This is warfare happening to us all in 2019. I also want to add here that not only are Black gay men being used to become weaponized against the Black female to destroy the whole Black community, but again, the Black church. I notice now that in the media there is a growing interest of the media portraying gay Black ministers and to romanticize, to popularize this growing phenomenon. Now again, one's preference is their business. What you like is what you like. But when what you like is being exploited, and that because of the social environment that these men aren't being honest with the women that they're dealing with, that they're double dipping, that they are with men and women. And these women do not know that this is going on. So that's my problem with that. So again, this is not an anti-gay bashing, but to put light on the situation that what you do, whether you're straight or gay, can affect innocent people. And so there's a growing number of Black women who are straight, who are just mainstream, the general Black female population are dying at the highest rate in this country of AIDS. And so, again, the Black church oftentimes is majority women. Now, if you have a gay Black minister, or let's say workers in the church who are Black gay men, and then they want to have their cover and seduce the women, maybe for whatever reason. Maybe it's just so that they're just hiding their true orientation. So maybe, again, this weaponization is also being targeted in the Black church by promoting more of these gay Black ministers. And again, if you have a congregation filled with Black homosexual men, the chances are, it'll decrease the birth rate in the Black community, but also it will increase the HIV/AIDS in the community and further destroy our community. So this is something that I think is very, very serious and should be addressed in meetings within the Black church. So again, this is just food for thought, and it's very thought-provoking, and I hope an answer could be resolved. Again, people have a right to enjoy their sexual practices when it's consensual and when both know what each other are about. But when someone is hiding certain practices from their partner, this could be detrimental to the whole community involved. So let's try to find answers, okay? So thank you again for listening, and I hope you enjoyed. Please, you can write your comments below. Share this video with friends and family members that you think would appreciate this information. You could subscribe to my channel, Spirit Journey, and those of you who like the content of my channel, to consider to donate to me. I have my PayPal link on my channel on the top right of the banner. You will see a PayPal me link. Just press on it and follow the link and the prompts, and to decide what you want to give, what's from your heart. I thank you in advance. Peace and love to you. Take care and be aware. Bye-bye.